Hello everyone, welcome to the Tuesday special. I'm your host, Chippy, also known as Q Thangies. And welcome. Now, it's been a long time since we last saw this game. Of the Devil, episode 2 just released literally today. And the reason why I am playing this on the release day, Tuesday the 23rd of December, is because it's my birthday. Yes, exactly. It's my birthday, and I am so surprised that the delay for Of the Devil ended up meaning I get to have my silly video game birthday gift. But yeah, I said that literally I would play episode 2 as soon as I could after like everything went on. And in the last few weeks we had some things to tide us over before it happened, but obviously there was some delays and we had to postpone until today. Now, obviously this is my birthday stream, so I'm going to be taking it pretty easy. We're going to be trying to stay for a little bit of time. But I am very excited to play the new release, the fun times of what the fuck is Morgan in now? Letting people enter in, but I am very excited. This game has been a blast playing through episode 1 very early, like earlier in the year. And yeah, I'm excited to start this. Quickly, before we actually go into the game, there's a couple of things we're gonna do. First of all, schedule and everything. As of time of recording, next thing is gonna be RTA in Japan. It's gonna be on the 28th. I hope you're very excited. It's gonna be fun. I'm very excited. If this video, which is probably gonna release after this, if you are looking for anything RTA in Japan, it will probably be already posted onto the RTA in Japan YouTube channel, but also it will probably be on the English speedrun restream channel, because they're gonna be doing an English restream of RTA in Japan. So that's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be commentated by my beautiful partner Lucifer9783. So I hope you get to listen to her explain all of the beautiful things that I'm gonna be on doing on screen. The other thing is that yes, this will be the last stream before a big break, and by a big break I mean we're gonna take a little bit of 2 weeks, around 2 weeks, to kind of rest up, have a little break, and enjoy the holidays. I have not had a lot of breaks outside of when I was feeling very tired because of so many different things happening. But this is a proper break in the sense that I'm gonna be back in like 2 weeks, as people are gonna be focused on AGDQ, RTA in Japan, other things, their holidays. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be streaming and you won't be missing anything else. So that's probably very important, better for everyone else. This will also give me time to post the current episodes of Affogato, which are still missing. I know, I am uploading them as we speak. And outside of that, I have nothing else to say other than I'm very excited. I am been waiting for this for so long. Not as long as some people, but yeah. Episode 2. As always, on the Friday specials, today is Tuesday, but we'll allow it. There are some content warnings, because I do play games with a lot of mature themes and everything. This time, those are taken directly from the Steam page. We have descriptions and stylized depictions of violence, murder, and implied psychological torture. Viewer discretion is advised, obviously. Again, if you do not want to suffer through all of those, it is totally understandable. I wish you a good time. But if you are ready, we are going for a new case on the Of the Devil. Episode 2. You can choose to play episode 2 in high roller mode, which, if you know, last time we did that. I actually played episode 1 on high roller mode, which was a lot of fun, and while I didn't, do the highest score, I am excited to attempt this time more high roller mode. Really excited. Let's actually go into it. In high roller mode, you're limited to 1 save slot, and you won't be able to reload your saves while inside a courtroom. Quick saving and auto saves will be disabled as well. The minimum ante for hands will be increased. The minimum and maximum penalties for answering incorrectly during trial gameplay will be increased. But the maximum ante will be increased as well, allowing you to earn the largest possible high score for credit in this episode. Completing this episode in higher roller mode will also unlock an exclusive phone charm that can't be earned any other way. You can turn high roller mode off at any time in settings, but in order to turn it back on, you would have to restart this episode. High roller mode is intended to encourage risk-taking and discourage saves coming. Consider enabling it if you want to pursue this mystery like a true gambler. Which, I like gambling. Well, the non-dangerous way of doing gambling, aka spending all of your money on it. I think this is actually, a good choice. Let's go for it. Welcome to the high roller tables. Enjoy the thrill. Disable tutorials. We are going to disable tutorials. First question's an easy one. Who is your senator? Murphings? Piece of shit still trying to lie to our faces. Murphings is our senator, man. What, still? Shit, hey, wake up! On the top, I guess. What is your name? Harry. Yeah. What year is it? 2086. What did you say last time? 2027? Maybe this stuff's finally working. Like, no, dog does know how to shake. You can... Oh. Again in the head. One thing I said, one thing I asked. Anywhere but the head. Not my fault that he's got a punchable face. So we calibrated yet or what? No. But we're as close as we're gonna get with equipment disabled. You wanna get to the real questions? Or does he need more softening up? I just said I won't soften him up in the head. How about it? You still with us, Hound? You're gonna feel a migraine if you hit you like a tram in a few seconds. Do me a favor and hold on to the pain. I'll go and the Bobito scene will drop you like an anchor. Don't want you a vegetable. Right? Yeah, that's the spirit. You were a fighter. Question 1. Do you know why you're here? Because you were too spooked to do this over a line. I'm always the amount of spooked, Red. When I tell you there's heat, I mean it. It's difficult to tell which voice to give people when, you don't know their names or their visuals. I know, and I always listen. See? Breathable layers! God, she's hot! I hate... Oh, she's a neuron activation hoe by herself! God damn it. You laughed. Doesn't mean I conceded the... You liar. You memorized the map? Kept it pretty vague, but... Oh. I think I got a gist of it. You're that worried about a paper trail? Proactive Analytics just won a state contract for new trawling algorithm that can de-anon an entire city block's crumbs in less than an hour. We already have some terms today. Internet of Things. Internet of Things refers to... Also, hi Emma. I love you. First to the network of data sharing that goes on between all the countless electronics that we monitor ourselves with. Phone computers, security systems, biofeedback devices, body modifications and prosthetics, and of course automated dependents, all comprise small but vital parts of this network. Without IoT's ability to collect, process, and share information, massive opportunity costs build up as individuals, governments, and private businesses miss out on the valuable insight that data has to offer. One of the coolest ways IoT improves our lives is through the usage of crumbs, small packets of data containing your own unique identifying information. Throughout your day, as your own IoT devices say hi to other devices, they'll leave behind crumbs as a parting gift. Crumbs allow for paperless identification and payment and help the government manage human and vehicular traffic. Crumbs let you see where you've been so that you can see where you should go. Want to start leaving crumbs right away? Don't worry, crumbs are enabled by default. Not interested in sponsored search result? See for them with a premium account. Didn't you read the financial section today? I'm more of a Sudoku gal. We can't all be as well read as Reinhard Yamani. I'm sending you the links. Read them, and the rest of the news too. Proposition 492 is going to be on the ballot this year. You shouldn't vote on it blindly. For a guy who makes the majority of his living operating outside the law, you sure take your civic duty seriously. Information brokering isn't illegal. What people choose to do with my advice. You declare the income for it on your taxes. Sounds like a nobody. Sorry. I promise to take a look at whatever you sent over. With elections coming up, a number of measures related to infrastructure, public works, and funding for city programs will be on the ballot soon. Read on to get an overview of some of the most hotly anticipated issues you'll be able to vote on in the coming months. We got Proposition 436.20, petition for City Council to commission cost analysis on public schooling, sponsored by Aaron Houston and Mayors. For the last several decades, all education has been handled through private institutions. It's typically associated with one or more corporate benefactors. While this has eased the expense of childcare and pre-university education for many families, some citizens regularly voice concern over children being treated as customer first and student seconds. There are several schools throughout the city that accept students at no cost to their parents, but these are reliant on government subsidies, introducing the potential for waste and corruption, and are generally seen as subpar environments for learning. If enough voters say aye to this petition, City Council will commission a study to evaluate the cost and feasibility of reintroducing direct public schooling to the city. That is actually pretty interesting, although I believe that this is gonna be like, snapped. 4921A, founding of Atlas Pillar Regeneration Projects, sponsored by Chopin, Howe Industries, and Wickham. Putting eye on this measure will direct City Council to fund the renovation and reinforcement of multiple Atlas pillars around the lower wards, paid for by % increase in sales tax within city limits. Atlas pillars act as stabilizing points for the city's canopy super infrastructure and house all the largest public transit elevators that allow foot traffic to seamlessly flow between the canopy and street level. The measure is generally viewed favorably by representatives from the lower wards who acknowledge that the necessary construction will be disruptive, but point to the language in the proposition that guarantees easing of zoning restrictions around the pillars as vital to reducing unemployment in target regions. Previous comparable proposals that renovated city pillars north of the park have been touted as successful examples, and studies have shown that poverty is down and citizen satisfaction is up in the surrounding areas. Some number of city council members representing uptown districts have voiced skepticism about these economic benefits, but none have argued against the architectural reality of the canopy's need for additional structural reinforcement. Which exactly of the city's older Atlas pillars will be targeted for this rejuvenation has yet to be disclosed. Past experience has shown that due to the nature of vertically integrated real estate, property values in the lower wards can either skyrocket or even drop into the negative based on which pillars are regenerated. rejuvenated, and the city is wary of disrupting the real estate market in the lower wards with rampant outsider-funded speculation. (4931A) renaming Atlas Pillars to honor local community figures, sponsored by Danforth, Johnson, Sung-Ho, and Wickham. Nicknamed the Pillars of the Community Project in the headlines, Prop 493 seeks to rename the Atlas Pillars around the city after local leaders and national figures, replacing the current system where pillars are given alphanumerical designations based on the streets that are built atop of. Few members of the city council have spoken explicitly for or against the measure, but polls show general support among the citizenry, with some questions about how the new names will be chosen. Atlas, which was originally an internal name for the super infrastructure constructs, but leaked blueprints and contractor word of mouth, spread the moniker, and it has become rooted itself in the culture in the years since, despite having what the mayor at the time reportedly described in private as an ominous ring to it. Yeah. I'm actually looking. Okay, this is the final one, but I am. (492) not voting on it blindly. Let's read the snow and then be done. (5273B) Commission of Reports on Victim of Acid Snow, sponsored by Hernandez, Lang, and Mohammed. Hi Ari, how you doing? Nice emote. I'm liking the red nose. Because the acid snow incident sits prominently at the forefront of public conscience following the Greyfall documentary that premiered earlier this year, previously underreported on. While the industrial accident did not create snow and did not in fact add acid to the atmosphere, the film's eyewitness accounts of the scaring children received that early morning nearly 2 decades ago as they played in what they thought was unseasonable snowfall has spurred public outcry. Yeah. I hope you're doing good. We're doing some Off the Devil. This is the new episode that just released today. If this proposition receives enough ayes in the ballot box, the city will commission a full investigation into the victims of the incident, including assessment of damages for what could one day be a public fund for medical treatment. Critics of the proposition argue that after 20 years, few of the victims will still be residents of the city, assuming they can be found at all. Others point to the state lawsuit Gendu Chemicals settled 15 years ago as sufficient compensation for the victims, though as one of the conditions of that settlement, Gendu did not admit any fault or wrongdoing on the part of corporate leadership. Yeah, not a great look! You doing okay? That's good. That's what we like to hear. How you can be this calm? A chance like this doesn't come around. Ever. Frankly, I'm still surprised they're willing to put up the funds it took to commission this thing. What do you think changed? Nothing ever changes in the lower wards, is what I would say if I was feeling dramatic. Outbreak made organized crime look like a bunch of cowards hiding under rocks, is what I would say if I was feeling comedic. Don't joke about Outbreak before sending a woman off into the lower wards by herself. Was you're such a delicate flower in need of protection. Let's see how Morgan is doing. Oh, almost happy birthday, Morgan. I'm still wondering how the fuck am I this close to her birthday as well. Height 175 centimeters, always the same. The funny looking red ones, Licorice Radiata, which I know what those are. Plays Blackjack, Distus Hold'em, CeeLo, Mahjong, ECOD, which I still want to see a Morgan in Mahjong. Okay, I doubt that anyone from Dirtbag Mahjong or Off the Devil are listening to me, but I want to see Morgan in Dirtbag Mahjong. That would be hilarious. She would be great. How about you start feeling analytic and give me your real answer? Fine, in my humble opinion, the Rust made the first move. Demand for the products has gone up, so they set work with their syringes and cleavers and vans. Mobile chop shops hunting for product to fill the supply gap. Supply gap? You can't spit without it landing on a Vitruvian clinic. How's the biggest it's ever been? What mods aren't printed to demand? I don't think that mods description have changed since last time, so I'm gonna keep it in the back. It's replacement pods, not the mods that the Rust harvest. Vitruvian, How, and all the others aren't interested in helping you fix a faulty pump. They just want to sell you a whole new model. Rust might not always be pretty to look at, but even law-abiding citizens will gladly swallow the distakes for discount SD. A lot of murders are veterans, not easy prey. Correct. Hence the Rust stockpiling weapons, and in response, the Blue Bloods sensing escalation. But that's just my hypothesis. I ever get pulled into an alley and wake up missing a kidney, we'll call it a formal fury. It's not like we're talking about a weapon of mass destruction. What makes the Blues think they can win a gang war with it? Maybe they found the right soldier to wield it. The idea lingers in the air for a moment as I gaze out the window. Windows and neon and advertisements galore float up past us like bubbles of air as we make our descent. Down into our beautiful city's scenic lower wards. How's this pod go again? Through me to the way to the city of O. Through me, the way to eternal ode. Dole. Through me, the way among the lost. Inferno, Canto 3. Welcome to the underworld, Dante. Sometimes odd, sometimes misty, sometimes choking with poison. Always dark. Is that the official forecast? Yes, we need to take notes. This is like an Ace Attorney influenced game. We're gonna need to make notes of things. This is not I'm gonna be playing this game without thinking. I'm gonna be focused. More accurate than whatever's on your phone. Means the skyscrapers, the generators, the turbines, and the canopy. Every city block got its own climate down here. Yeah, a ton of notes. Which is why I'm very serious and I'm reading almost everything. 9 circles of fresh hell. And circle, let's go. You get a reference, say something. Don't make me feel crazy for 5 minutes so you can feel smart for 5 seconds. The smog of the lower wards lingers on your skin long after you make the climb back out. This place clings to you, unwanted, glowing attachment. But there's an honesty to all human interaction down here that makes it trivial for me to navigate. And it's got a nightlife rife with opportunities for someone with my particular interests. Sorry I couldn't get you anything else to work with. It was short notice. I know better than bet against you by now, Red. But still. It's sweet of you to worry, but this is a surefire thing. Looking like a true addict. I mean it. I'm here for business. Not pleasure. I don't plan on leaving anything to chance. So Morgan is going to the lower wards. For a sort of uncover mission. Be the cyber. Avoid the populated streets. Turn away from brightly lit spots. Follow the trail of gravity and broken cameras past food stands and steam vents, down the rabbit hole. It sounds more complicated than it actually is in practice. It's easy to end up on the wrong side of town, as long as you're trying to. Reinhardt's map narrowed the search a lot more than I expected, but I'll be on my own from here on out. It's gotta be one of these 3 buildings. Let's go over what I know. I'm looking for a base of operations for a mid-tier kind of pod. Rougher than a storefront, not as fortified as headquarters. A location that makes customer feel safe, not trapped. Of course, if I just start knocking on doors, they'll probably find me, with weapons drawn. If I want to be smart about this, I better use all my senses. Alrighty then. Welcome to the usual gameplay of Alter Devil. Let's examine some things. The windows are all dark, like no one's home. But they all shut too, so it could be that they're just tinted. Alley's clear. Fire escape's still there, for the most part. Could pass for an alternate exit if need be. And that door looks sturdy enough to bounce a bullet off. Someone's been renovating. A bit cleaner than the other buildings around here. Could be someone spending money on upkeep. Maybe this one's just been torn down and rebuilt the least. There are a couple of bodies lingering around beside it. They don't exactly have that organized criminal associate edge. Oh, we didn't cover Rust. Let's actually go for it. The domestic criminal organization known as the Rust is more accurately described as a loose collection of smaller gangs, sets, and racketeering operations that formed out of necessity rather than any particular shared value. Broad powers granted by to the state and law enforcement to address civil unrest during the 60s meant that small to medium-sized criminal organizations could not survive on their own, as virtually all their members could be detained indefinitely if one or more members was suspected of racketeering under new laws that classified gang activity as terrorism. Which, anything that can be labeled as terrorism, you know what happens afterwards. While the Rust has evolved since its chaotic initial formation, the spirit of it lives on in the highly diverse culture of the Rust's component cells, or pods. Law enforcement officials disagree on whether the Rust meets definition of a criminal organization, as many argue that the gangs that make it up are capable of operating completely independently of one another. Some hypothesize that the Rust serves merely as a shadow on the cave wall, intended to make smaller gangs' patterns of violence seem like well-organized planning. As it stands, the Rust is known for its black market operations in illegal and illicitly sourced mods, offering military-grade of foreign-produced mods to civilians. They are particularly known for regularly assaulting and ripping mods out of their victims for resale. Historically, the Rust has been associated with elevated levels of gang violence, earning themselves a fearsome reputation that has fortunately limited their ability to assimilate themselves into other segments of society. However, in People v. Harmonic K systems, the state alleged that Harmonic K had on numerous occasions employed the Rust as a kind of extra-legal mercenary force when pursuing aggressive market negotiations with their competitors. The case was ultimately settled out of court for an undisclosed penalty amount, but misinformation has persisted ever since, claiming that the Rust has endured despite its violent tendencies due to being sheltered from consequences by corporations who contract the Rust as deniable mercenaries. Ooh, fun times. Also, what is an orca or a gang? Organized Criminal Associate is the label most widely used within law enforcement for individuals who are members of criminal organizations, supplanting terminology used during the first half of the 21st century in accordance with changes to the organization of recruitment for and internal culture within organized crime. Frequently abbreviated with some artistic liberty as orcs or the more common orcas, law enforcement professionals often use related nomenclature when discussing organized criminal activity in informal settings. For example, an orca may also be referred to as a killer whale, KL, or KW. A group of orcas may be called a pod, while a known gathering place may be labeled a den. Fun times. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. A lot of pods will pay civilians good money just to keep their eyes open. It's suddenly dark, but there's a camera out front, and it's not broken. Overall, it's probably just some mechanic garage that shuts down the power to save money at night. Final one. Well, this place looks like shit. Looks more like a haunt just tried up for users to pass out in more than anything else. It's plenty inconspicuous, but a dealer at the level I'm looking for would be considered a made man, respectable. I doubt they'd be willing to have to step over trash constantly just to keep a low profile. I think we kind of guessed where we're going. Okay, might as well pull the trigger. Dingy, but not a shithole. Some secure features, but the paint's not too shiny. Goldilocks takes it. This is my best bet. Why? Why do I feel like I'm being watched? That's a design. Oh. Oh, you're just standing there. Hey. Great acting. You're supposed to be the lookout? Red Hood. What'd you say? People come down here to be anonymous, or the closest thing to it in the modern day. It's considered poor etiquette to stare at anyone for more than a moment. It's a faux pas to make an effort to remember someone. Commenting. Yeah, the cape is very silly, I like it. Commenting on another's dress isn't a slap to the face, but it is odd. Go away? At least I can take direction. Whatever, lookout being just around convinced that I've picked the right building. Time to try the door. I'll make them open up. Call, money, or knock. The thing is that calling is way too obvious. Money is too upfront. I'm gonna say knock. No answer. Should have tried knocking it in the pattern. Shave and a haircut. No, that would be silly. Okay, so not knock. A call? Money would be way too obvious. But I guess it would be attracting people. Knock. Let's go for call. Hey! You open? Maybe not for me. Alright, it's money. I have money! Actually, I have a dog card. That should have provoked a reaction. A grunt, footsteps, something. Place my hand against the door, absent-mindedly, ready to move to plan B. I feel movement. Locks being checked, perhaps a doorknob pulled. Anxiety and curiosity pit against one another by a non-looking greed. How do you enter a closed room? First you try pushing. When that doesn't work, naturally you... forget it. I'll find some other. No need for master keys or any other trickery. If you know what you're doing, doors will open for you. Like magic. So those are not the only thing that's been reinforced around here. This apartment building? Motel? Whatever it used to be, someone's made a lot of effort to file it down. Always blocked off with chicken wire and stripped furniture, access panels ripped out, doors welded shut. They took a maze and ground it down into a one-way street. Or maybe a shooting gallery. With blaring musical accompaniment. Don't get any ideas. Got no vacancy. And here I thought I had found my dream home, Mr. Call me Trey. And too bad, we're closed this month. Hello, Trey. Born on April 2nd, height 177, weight 62 kilos, blood type O+, occupation freelancer, likes vending machines, skate pots, ice chips, dislikes rich kids, fried food, cops. Loitering, 3 arrests, 0 convictions, lost any 2 arrests, 1 conviction. Currency, no incidents on record. Okay. I like them. Sungmin T. Trey Trench. Okay. Wait, you're serious? You run these out? Of course you do. This is a business. ACAB, yes. Oh, don't worry. This place, we're very ACAB in this game. Right, and you see a lot of demand? This is the lower wards, bitch. He sighs the word without emphasis, like a subconscious honorific. I'm not honored, but I can't find it in myself to be offended either. Since the stray dogs will pay top for a slightly lay low a night or two. I can see why. This is the hallway. The rooms are clean. Sure. Look, the doors are heavy, the locks are all physical, and it's quiet. So this is a safe house for rent. Safe rooms for rent. Like I said, we're not open for business right now. Curious. Come on, up the stairs already. And no mask when we get up there. And curious, sir. Good mask is like a good pair of boots in the lower worlds. Keeps you clean, keeps you moving, makes your journey a dozen times more comfortable. If you leave the house barefoot, you can expect to bring back something unsavory attached to you. It's not odd for him to be barefaced, but demanding that I not wear mine is... Seriously, stuff it in your pocket now. I would deflect. Forgot I was wearing it. Why so nervous though? We're not. I mean, I ain't nervous. Nothing to worry about then. Yeah, but you need to lose those gloves too. So that's their games. This isn't a power move, it's insurance. If this place ever gets busted, evidence of my visit will be all over the place. They're giving their customers extra incentive to make sure this shithole remains the hidden gem. A reasonable idea on their part, but it doesn't change my answer. The illusion of choice! Which version of refuse I should go for? That's not happening. Bitch. Whatever, have fun explaining to the boss why you can't follow basic instructions. That does sound fun. Watch it, you're a guest here. A guest? I'm a paying customer. And if you try to get me to remove any more articles of clothing, I'm leaving its capping review. You haven't paid yet? Come on. Right behind you. We're here? Yeah, hey, I'll get the door. Oh. Hello? Huh? Howdy! Where the hell did you find her? Must have fallen out of the canopy, like ripe as shit fruit. If she didn't fall out of the damn sky, that means Tree opened the door for her. Right, Tree? Thanks, come on, she... Anchor Tanks 10. Born on August 11th. Height 191 centimeters, weight 101 kilograms. Occupation handyman, likes parkour, spray pan, stainless steel, dislikes beer cans, water stains, cops. Assault, 2 arrests, no charge pressed. Grand theft, free arrest, 2 convictions. Incarceration, 18 months, juvenile correctional campus. How hard is it to not open a goddamn door? Oh, she has... Shut up. I'm liking the cyan. The others aren't faced by his volume. This is normal. The big guy's always like this. His outburst is giving me a moment to take in the scenic view. Brings a tear to the eye. You. Me? Who else? Hit that. Cigarette? It's laced with drugs. Or don't. I love an excuse to kick your ass back down those stairs. They think I'm a cop. They think I'm a cop and cops can't use drugs when undercover. I could quote them the exact law that invalidates this legal defense, but I got it that wouldn't assuage their concerns. Well, what's it gonna be? I wanna be cocky. And say no. The thing is that I'm sure if I say no, there's higher chances of them not wanting to give me things. So I am actually unsure. By the way, yes, I will be saving as best as I can. Not all the time, but this is the first time I want to have a relaxed time. I'm gonna refuse and see how it goes. That was in your mouth, man. What? Sorry. It's not that you're bad looking, it's just... Trey, who the hell is this red bitch? You trying to jinx us? She's a customer? I know she's a customer. We get customers every other day of the goddamn year. Why do you have to bring her in here tonight? There we go. This is it. I found a place. Well, Creek, she's got... Look at me. Don't talk to Creek. Talk to me. He's got a dark card. Sounds like you should have said that first, buddy. I'm not gonna whistle. It's gonna blow your ears. I ran the stairs downstairs. Scanner got hot like a hand warmer trying to punch it, so... It's legit, right? Dark card, huh? I nod. Why not to start playing a little more conservatively once you know the stakes? Whatever the specifics of the leadership structure, they're looking into this Creek right now. But I don't know his rhythm yet, so I can't exactly match it. For the moment, silence is golden. Yeah, but tonight, Creek, all the other shit we expected to shovel. Hey, shouldn't make talk like that in front of the customer. You'd think the wood was all toothpaste, the way he's patted out. Hi, Ellie. Thank you for the happy birthday. I am slaying the day. We're enjoying a beautiful time in Of the Devil. I hope you're doing good. How is your day? Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Translation: outsider. Thanks, yeah, Miller. I know. All the more reason we should tell this bitch to get slagged. Look, she's here now. So why not take her money? You know what? I got a better idea. Oh. Ooh. The loud one, thanks, is pressing a barrel directly into my forehead. Why not take her for all she's got? Yes, Ari, it is my birthday, which that title in the on the stream wasn't for show, by the way. The metal feels cool on my skin. Reminds me of a stethoscope. Breathe in, and try not to sigh at the theatrics. Instead, I make eye contact with Creek. Hey now. You can put that away. Oh, I don't usually read that. That is fair. He reholstered his firearm with so much as a click of the tongue. Mid-tears, like I thought, he got something approaching discipline. Mind the safety. Get screwed. So we're good? We're good. We're good, right, Creek? Creating a friend if in need, old lady. Got a lot of moving parts underneath the surface here. Give me a minute to clear my schedule for you. Make yourself at home in the meantime. All I see is Cute Fangy streaming Of the Devil for 45 minutes. So I'm like, oh, GP Live, let's go. That is fair. That is totally fair. I want it to be a little silly. Damn. Oh, yeah. Just don't hover, yeah. Of course. You won't even notice I'm here. Let's start our place. You doing inventory over here? Ouch. Must have caught you on the worst night of the quarter. Quarter? This ain't a meg operation, lady. We take our inventory daily. Meg is a derogatory and hateful term used to refer to so-called mega corporation or anyone who works for them. There are numerous unverified explanations for how the term originated. Some say it is a natural evolution from the slang word shark, which was used to refer to ruthless individuals or businessmen in the late 20th century. Others claim that Meg was originally short for Megan, a sort of archetypal individual that defended the contributions that corporations have made to society. Tired of having to read anti-industrial sentiment on the net? Check out our auto-censor tools that replace a harmful word like Meg with family-friendly alternatives like job creator or patriot. Also, let's see who Miller is. Heavens, Miller smiles. 69 kilograms. Nice. Occupation tradesman. Likes horror films, bubblegum, terrariums. Dislikes bookies, gin, cops. Vandalism, 4 arrests, 4 convictions. Extortion, 2 arrests, 0 convictions. Littering, no incidents on record. And here's Creek. Lakers Creek Christoph. Entrepreneur. Likes making money, making friends, dislikes doctors. Grand theft, case dismissed due to lack of evidence. Extortion, case dismissed due to witness recanting. Pronounce any. Let's go! We love Creek! Any pronouns, baby! Also, damn, his parents must have hated him. Heaven smiles. I mean, all I'm thinking of is Killer 7 in this one. So I'm taking it as actually a win. Torture. You're gonna suggest we put all down on a spreadsheet, get everyone to sign up every hour? We got a special name for anything with more than one signature on it. A cricket case. CRICO, the Combating Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Criminal Organization Act, provides for increased law enforcement powers and impunity when investigating and prosecuting organized criminal charges. The CRICO Act allows for prosecutors to link multiple individuals charged of racketeering, contraband smuggling, or other smaller infractions into criminal conspiracy charges against the entirety of a criminal organization. Though much of the law is built off previous legislature designed to assist prosecutors in fighting organized crime, the CRICO Act is distinct in that it makes clear the distinction between criminal organization and corporations that may be operating in violation of the law, considered necessary to adapt to changes in the drug trafficking, gambling, and sex work industries. Before the CRICO Act, prosecutors would at times seek to designate corporations engaging in aggressive market or cartel-like behavior as criminal organization, arguing that their structure does not significantly differ from what might be called a mafia. Oh, so this is literally a we're making sure that that companies don't get hit for this kind of law. Fun times. Post-CRICO, corporations with legal business charters registered with the state are effectively immune to criminal conspiracy charges and are instead prosecuted through the trade courts. Yeah. So now, even if you're doing the same thing as, criminals, you are literally exempted from criminal law. Some of the more liberal-leaning members of the judicial system have argued that this emboldens certain aggressive corporate behaviors and complicates attempts to persecute criminal organizations who make some amount of their profits through legally registered and operating businesses. Other points to the relatively higher penalties in the trade courts as sufficient deterrent for criminal activity on the behalf of either corporate or mafia parties. In criminal courts, sentences for individuals can be severe as life in prison, but in trade courts, guilty verdicts can result in entire companies being deregistered and all of their assets being acquired by the states. Users also frequently searched for how to avoid CRICO charges easy 2086 or Prisoner's Dilemma explained. No! Or is it illegal to gather with people? For fuck's sake! This is too on the nose! No! He's corrupting the CRICO acronym a lot, but his risk assessment isn't misguided. Paperwork brings down more criminal organization than guns ever will. Give a half-decent accountant one thread to pull on and they can rip apart the mafia in less than the business say. Hey, what Crick say? Don't hover. It's only hovering if I'm bothering you. Am I bothering you? You were bothering me. You know it. There's trade, there's the door. I could pester Hanks. What else is left? Nothing on the desk. Okay, I thought there might be possibly something. Let's start to trade. You good, buddy? Looking a little sweaty. Person vandalizes this big corp office wall with cops are not your friends and gets arrested for conspiracy. Big corp dumps thousands of gallons of waste product into the local rivers and is called a patriot. Yeah, basically. What hell? That's just because I was exercising before you showed up. Uh-huh. Bitch, you don't believe me? How do you think we defend what's yours down there? Down here. I assume the gun I was acquainted with would just now played a role. Think we could afford to break the bank on bullets? It's easy to buy a gun. Pulling the triggers, also easy. Like kissing it goodbye. It'll rat you first chance it gets. An aversion to firearms will explain the relatively low fatalities for gang violence, related violence. The big names can afford to buy a new gun every week, but for everyone beneath them, it comes down to crowbars, clubs, knives, and mods. Well, I'm sure you all do very well in your fistfights. Fistfighting is juvie. Sounds like recess shit. Sorry. Fisticuffs? Luff it up. The first time you hear the sound of steel arm makes caving his skull in, you'll get exactly how we operate. Right. Sorry. Let's check that door. That door is nearly as sturdy as the one out front, but a lot more slapped together. What was it originally? That a walking freezer or something? But, no, we had an agreement about hovering, yeah? Yeah. It's barred from this side. Alrighty, something interesting here. But first, let's pester tanks. What? Nothing. You're just kinda glaring at me. It's my job to glare at suspect bitches like you. Tanks is just superstitious. I wouldn't call it superstition until it stops keeping me alive. I'm not! Did I pass a back pat on my way or something? It's your clothes. Again? Didn't know your fine establishment had a dress code. It's not a code. It's just bad goddamn like to wear red. I like to see you red, man. Same thing. Nah, you see, the Red Hood, then you fear for your life. Because playing as her is weird, but it won't doom you. Right, it'll only doom us. I don't think I've heard this particular ghost story, boys. Really? You were blending in so well. Red Rider Hood, Shinigami, Grim Reaper of the lower wards. Fought her on a misty night, end up dead by morning light. Come on, Creek, don't start that shit when you don't even believe it. Don't have to believe it to have heard the rhyme. Never heard of the Red Rider Hood? The little girl in the fog in a big red raincoat? Is this Ruby again? Misted in the crossfire of a shootout, Twin Peaks and robbers wanders the wards seeking revenge. Let me see. A slang term meaning to shoot or to kill them. The kids and their unalives originate from the bloody spray produced when a modern firearm projectile makes contact with living tissue. E.g., a gun that size could miss the crowd from 100 meters even if you weren't aiming. Damn. No, never. Though even uptuners knew this stuff. Gonna tell me you never heard of the Cyberpunk or the Little Lord next. Now the Cyberpunk is something that we actually saw last time, so I'm not gonna cover. But yeah. Guess I don't have a good ear for this kind of thing. Or maybe you're just not as smart as you think you are. There's the grown man sweating because of a ghost story. How would I take extra care to not to walk under any ladders for the rest of the night and we call it even? Gonna lurk for a bit, kinda sleepy? No worries, take care of yourself, Harry. Hope to see you soon. Walk under any... Where would you even find a... Oh, did you mean stepladder? Oh, who's afraid? You look pale as a spit. Just for some reason, I just got the horrible feeling that I lost a bet. What am I missing? Oh. Them cups. Did I interrupt the game? What's your poison? 5 COD, full blind, Monaco rules? Those games? We just screw around with whatever we got to kill time, lady. You know your stuff. You ever play around here? Now and then. The hell, you go slumming for COD games? Now and then. I've seen you at the game before, maybe up by the 30s. Sorry, must have been some other redhead. Thought I'd finally gotten my second chance at getting that beauty's contacts. You practiced that one a lot? Practiced a little bit, a little. How's it working? Keep practicing. Alright, come here, pull up a chair. And pull up a chair, everyone. We're gonna actually take a break as the ads are nearing. We'll be right back. 3 minutes of ads. Once we come back, we'll continue the Of the Devil. See you in a little bit. Why is it all relying on memory? That is weird. Welcome back from the ads, everyone. And let's return to the of the devil. Let me ask you something before we get started. What was your first job? Waitress. Waitress. You remember this feeling? 9 p.m. Diners filter out. Doors close at 10. They'll start turning off the grills, taking out the trash, settling down. And then some mouth breather comes in at 9:40 with big blank eyes, expecting you to find him a table. Yeah, asshole behavior. Not breaking any rules. Can't arrest him. Can't shoot the guy. Even if you wanted to. So, related note, you're here to buy. A paying customer. Happy to have you. Just read the room, Kay. Sure. And no haggling. Know what you're here for. Well, can't be honest about that. Time to build a story. This Greg seems less high-strung than the others. He must have a few years and a couple promotions under his belt. He might be on the third floor at the moment, but in spirit, he's still in the street, earning. Everyone above him is in more managerial positions. He's mentoring crowds, isolated. He seemed entertained by my poke at the big guy. Putting out that all together, I'm not actually here for myself. Truth is, I can't hear anything over the damn screen. I grab the remote sitting on the edge of the desk and turn off the screen. That's better. The hell you do that for? It was too loud. We like it loud. Screws with bugs and wires and cops. Are you a cop? Keeping it at that volume could damage your ears. You end up yelling all the time. Relax, thanks. Like I was saying, I'm actually here for someone else. My boss, to tell you the truth. Huh, that sucks. Does your regional manager want a made-to-order heart attack at his retirement party or something? You're not that far off. His son's turning 18, and he wants a party. An organic party. Hell's that supposed to mean? Well, if I know. But a coworker let slip that I smoked a few times in college. So boss goes and hands me his stock card, slaps me on the rear, and sends me down here. Told me to get everything for his son needs for the best graduation ever. Huh, that's rough. A pretty lady like yourself shouldn't be stuck running errands at this hour, not in this part of the city. It's not safe. Speaking of which, Miller. Stand up, raise your hands. I oblige, but the lanky one keeps staring at me oddly, like looking me up and down. It's not complimentary, he's searching for something. See, normally I would never be this poor of a host to such a nice customer, but... Boss is right. Yeah. Mine have been real micromanaging lately. It's kind of becoming a problem. So, we're taking a little more care on new faces. Tucked inside her jacket, round the left pocket. His eyes aren't mudded. Did I give it away with my body language? Something you want to share with the class? Forgot I had that, maybe. Yes, I have a knife with me. A knife on me. Should I have declared that on my papers? Would have been a polite thing to do, yeah. Sorry for the poor manners. But a pretty lady like me in this part of town. Guess I was just being careful around new faces. Alright. Letting her keep it? I got you here to protect us. Have to wonder though. Why a high-powered corporate mover shaker come in person? Why come to us? Why not go across the skywalk over to the nearest Icaria-owned dispensary? Cagey tonight, aren't we, boys? The hell they're so looking suspicious for? And what the Icaria? The name sounds vaguely familiar, but... Well, I can read between the lines. They're the competition. If these blue bloods are being discussed around a paying customer, I can shame them over it. So, the Blue Blood is the international criminal organization most commonly known as the Blue Bloods originated in the early 21st century as an offshoot of Eastern Hemisphere triads that subsumed various dockworkers' unions. Loosening international corporate regulations and decreasing job opportunities at the time made it difficult for traditional unions to gather and maintain bargaining power. Simultaneously, many triads struggled as increasing nationalism around the globe combined with improvements in border security made the profit margins for smuggling smaller and smaller even as demand for foreign goods went increasingly unmet. Historians and criminologists debate on the exact origin of the Blue Bloods, even among ex-members, there remains debate about which side approached which, or when the Blue Blood became a distinct identity. What is agreed upon is that by the mid-21st century, the Blue Bloods were a significant presence in every major port and trade port around the world, smuggling goods across borders and extorting multinational corporations by threatening to withhold or destroy merchandise as they enter the country. Domestically, the Blue Bloods seem to have given serious considerations towards legitimizing their activities for a time, acquiring legal charters of business for many of their shipping and securities operations during the 2050s. This time period also saw a cooling of hostilities between the Blue Bloods and many of their rivals, with gang-related violence dropping precipitously. Civil disruptions and suspected changes in leadership during the 60s, however, reversed this trend. While the Blue Bloods remain a major player on the global criminal trafficking market, their status of criminal concern was officially downgraded to moderate by the state during the 2070s. Most criminologists agree that their national presence is now relatively weak and has remained so for long enough that the organization's broader global leadership is likely uninterested in expanding the resources it would take to change the status quo. Alrighty. I mean, sure, everyone knows the Ikaria have taken the lion's share of the city. I just didn't realize they had a monopoly too. Hey, get it straight. The Ikaria won't be on top of anymore once we... Never mind. Can we not do business? No one said that. So what'll be? Well, I don't want any of those kids choking on their own foam. Even if it'd be funny to watch. I figured I'd just buy a bunch of downers and maybe a handful of uppers. Let half of them get high off the atmosphere. Downers, huh? We got a new titration of lime. Lasts 4 hours. Yeah, they can steer it into the watered down beers. Wait, new titration? No one's gonna shit themselves, are they? No. Not until the morning, at least. Alright, well I can live with that. What you got on the other hand? Got plenty, as long as they don't mind hippos. Epidemics? I feel like these baby shark types would get nervous around needles. You got anything they can inhale? Well, got a lot of nerve. Best bump, high plateau, and a smooth ride down. A bestseller. Sounds great. Unfortunately, it's in high demand, so... Let's see what Nirvana is. Metahexphenolil is an illegal stimulant sold in black markets as a recreational drug under the street name Nirvana, sometimes shortened to Nerve. When taken as an inhalant, it is a euphoriant with mild hallucinogenic properties. In recent months, its growing popularity has led many to suspect that the drug is being assessed for legalization by the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight, the BNO. The process of considering a drug for legalization is kept strictly confidential in order to prevent rampant speculation in the pharmaceutical market. However, increases in the sale of the precursor chemicals for making metahexphenolil seem to indicate that producers are anticipating its legalization nonetheless. Relative obscurity of said precursor chemicals has made the uptake particularly noticeable, and supply has not been able to keep up with this elevated demand. Possession, production of, use of, or trafficking in metahexphenolil is a crime. Even when a drug is legalized, previous violations of narcotics law are not granted amnesty. Fun time. I get that he's selling me drugs, but does he really have to sell me drugs? Hey, it's not my card anyway. Charge it. Gladly. Typing away at his tablet like this, he almost looks white collar. Checks out, right? Serious legit, so... Yeah, man. You already said that. It's encrypted, Trey. It's not meant to be a one-tap purchase. Dark card, the gold standard of untraceable fund transfer among the criminal and financial elite. The average citizen wouldn't recognize it as anything special. It looks like any other credit or debit card. Only reason I recognized it is because they got flashed all the time back at my apprenticeship. Mostly for drawing lines, but sometimes for purchasing. Hard to convert the funds back into cash, but if you want to buy or sell in the black market, you couldn't ask for better. So what the hell is going on? I'm dangling some very enticing bait here. And a minimal bark, spending money that's all her own. They should be salivating over me. Instead, they practically X-ray me. Why? Interesting decor. Finally, someone notices. It's nice, right? It's called cherrywood. Redid to paint myself with a finish I hadn't imported. It is a nice piece of furniture, Crick. But I was referring to your paperweight. Oh yeah, that. You like it? I think it feels tacky though. Sorry, can't say I do. It's a bit martial for my tastes. Have you considered giving it a polish? That'd be a crime. Oh. Polishing up the battle scars from a hard-won prize. Prize? It's not yours. Something I picked up on the job. Masculine voice, muffled, possibly gagged, and stifled as if pained. Seems like I'm not their only guest tonight. Really wish you'd left the music on, lady. Sorry, you say something? I completely spaced out just now. Didn't hear a word you said. Okay, that's okay. I didn't say anything. Guess what, you're on so stupid you can't even mind your own business. Speaking of my business, how are we looking? The card's still processing. Sorry about that. Guess it takes time to snake a wire through enough pinholes that even the Almighty State can't track it. Takes power too, apparently. Batteries plummeting. But dark card. Almost more trouble than it's worth. Definitely didn't do his previous owner any good. Before I palmed it off his course. Whoops. Hi, love. Hi, Lucifer. How you doing? We're having a fun time buying drugs. I mean, in Off the Devil. You must be a careful guy, delegating you to come down here with this. Yeah, maybe. Not very smart, though. He has no idea what any of this shit costs. Ah. If I treat myself after I finish here, it's not like he'd ever know the difference. Ha ha ha. Good on you, ripping off the bastard, a woman after my own heart. She's not into you, bitch. There it is. Now I just need 2 farms and a password for verification, and we're golden. Oh wow, I love drugs. Yeah, catnip. Catnip is a good one. Is there a problem? Yeah. Is there a problem? No, no problem. Sorry, it's just something I had. And what's that? The Blue Bloods have gotten something special in recently. Can't trust anything you hear out there. Or read. Or see. No, no, of course not. But is it true? A no mask? Like the man say, you gotta be careful what stories you listen to. Birthday! Hi, Mitty. I saw your message. I have not read it because unfortunately my phone is upside down right now. But thank you for the kind wishes. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing good. I was thinking you were about to stream, but apparently you came very late, so I guess stream is cancelled tonight. But thank you. I will try to enjoy the game. It's been very enjoyable right now. Though a lot more serious off the bat compared to episode 1. Come on, what could it even cost? A couple thousand? Eh, I wouldn't know. I'm no art appraiser. Oh yeah, I was gonna do that. I just didn't in the end. All. I mean, that's fair. Genuinely forgot. That is totally fair. But like, take care of yourself. Rest up. Rest up. Like, it's the holidays. Take care of yourself. None of you screwing me around with bug verification. ModView is fine though. Thanks Twitch app. Yeah, ModView is always the best. You saying that this is actually the first time I remembered since it's Tuesday, Lamel. Yeah, no, it's fair. You don't stream on Tuesdays, and neither do I. It's just was surprising. But I do know that it's rare. Fun fact, no means talent. But I don't think that translation does it justice. Less than a dozen people on the planet who can make him. What's so special about it? I mean, them, if they exist, which they, don't. If you want a mask, you already got one on your chin, lady. Zayt puts up cameras, we put on masks. Zayt adds layer scans, we wear helmets. High-tech climbs higher, low-tech punches lower. Back and forth, up the escalators. But a no-mask got tech that can't be answered. Says it's sharp enough to cut rock. I've been watching Dots since it's not on again until the weekend, and I'll be busy. Plus, I got a Wii Sports restream at midnight, so I'm busy enough. You know, no, that's fair. I hope it goes well. The restream, it's gonna be fun. I wish I could watch, but it would be very late for me. So unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to actually be around. But it would be very interesting. Entire facial recognition fractalized active defense. Any camera, scanner, or ad looks at that mask, they'll see a face. Within a face, within a face, within a face until fatal error. Forget hiding from cameras, searching for blind spots. How many drinks does it take to hit the Goldilocks zone? Good question. I do not actually know. With a no mask, you could just walk down the busiest street in the city. I do know what ads are. They're literally the same text as last time. No, translate literally as ability is a world-renowned form of Japanese dance theater with traditions and codified performances dating back to the 14th century, strictly regulated by the Iemoto system in which a single heir inherits all authority, mastery, and secret techniques of their predecessor. No strict adherence to tradition seniority have made it difficult for the practice to spread and flourish among the 21st century. Performers wear archetypal costumes and masks and must convey emotion through precise movement. Their masks are masterfully crafted, such as a single static mask can convey sorrow, fury, joy, or terror by merely angling the head differently. I had the pleasure of restreaming two big games yesterday. One big upset and the other was a first free win. Damn! Let's go. It's very fun to watch even if I'm terrible at the game. That is fair. But yeah, amazing stuff, that sounds like. And break every camera in half a kilometer. You know your stuff. Buyer beware. But if this mask could do half of what you think it could, anyone who got their hands on it wouldn't part with it easily. So how much? Huh. More than you can afford, that's for sure. I don't know about that. I've got pretty nice stock options. Baby, you do have the money. That's not the issue. I can't sell it. Sorry, we didn't spoken for. End of discussion. Well, sure, you can't sell something that's been spoken for. But things get misplaced all the time. Delivery carriers showing up at the wrong address. Missing packages ending up in the back of storage facilities. Merchandise falling off the back of the proverbial truck. You weren't sent here on some errand. Shit. What is it? Take a long look, boys, because you may never get another chance. You're breathing the same air as a genuine consultant. She's some kind of mega mech spy? If I was, couldn't exactly come out and say now, could I? Oh shit! Is it really this easy? Yeah, that's real small talk. Now give me one reason I shouldn't paint your brains onto the wall. Because I still haven't paid for my purchase? Definitely got the nerves of a consultant. They teach you that at some fancy uptown corporate school? Or was it something you were born with? Something I was born with. Probably. But believe me or not, I'm glad we're having this conversation. Honesty always speeds up the negotiation. So in the spirit of cooperation, why don't you start being honest too? How's that? You don't want my money, traceable or otherwise. Only reason you entertain a customer while in the middle of whatever bottleneck you're keeping behind that door is because I have something rare that you desperately need. Eastwood speedrunning a mythical 9 break in movie play, all amazing things to witness. Very funny. Don't assume desperation. Or need. How about want? You want the Dark Card account itself, not whatever shitcoin currency it holds. And why is that? To steal from your bosses. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. They're the ones stealing from us. Yeah, I'm sure you have very legitimate grounds for a wage theft suit, but I don't care. What if it's for running away, skimming off the top of just his insurance? You want a wallet that they don't have eyes on. And since your tall friend hasn't misted me yet, it seems like you're willing to barter for it. So, the card for the mask. Not even close. The card's plus 3/4 worth of my salary. That's nearly... Nah, sister, you don't have the cash for this purchase. And you need the kind of thing you can get a loan from the bank for. Probably a good explanation for why I enjoyed dots too. It's open for more chances at upsets than some sports. Although another reason might be that the main dots hog plus a few top players seems willing to add for trans players, which is a pleasant surprise. I recently learned gives me motivation to get better, even if I won't be at ever that level. Let's go. We love trans positive representation in sports. Kind of shitty of some places to be like this, to be transphobic. I don't like it, but not cash then. Might as well try it. What about information instead? I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it would have to be one hell of a piece of intel. I could give you Heartbreak. What'd she say? Funny. That is funny. Heartbreak, the most famous Anarcho terrorist in the country, as some Megs beg and call. Upgraded to Anarcho terrorist now. Lots of people were laughing very hard, having shot at the right stocks before each of his kills. Hold up, seriously? No, why do people buy this conspiracy shit so easily? I don't get the joke. Why would we want Heartbreak? To learn from him? Make an example of him. Hire him? You Blue Bloods have been fighting the Rust, the Icaria, the State, and everyone who wants a peace for decades. Yet Heartbreak's gotten more notoriety than all of you combined in only a few months. There's really nothing you'd want to say to him? Nothing you want to ask him? If he was sitting right in front of you? Following scenes contains loud noises. Oh, I'm gonna lower the game audio on my side. There's a safety thing. Audio will be put back after the scene. Flashes of light. You've been warned. Depictions of violence and gore. Hell of a bluff, I give you that. But it was worth a try. God, I am sorry. That was very frightening. Sure, sorry. Just procrastinating, having to go back to my superiors empty-handed. That was good. Good effort. I mean, I'm still interested in Dark Card, it's just... That mask is a death sentence, crafted specifically for one very special customer. I'm just the one given the honor of hanging on to it until... sounds like you got your own office politics to worry about. Getting pulled in every direction. I know the feeling. Oh, that was a bunch of drama for nothing. You gonna buy or what, Creek? Oh, I'm still buying. Not for some kid's party, obviously. Plan is we're gonna spike the competition with this meet and greet. Make the customer think they're drilling idiots. Trigger warnings is bait, cute, but no. Yeah, that is fair. That is not really something I would be liking in general. I understand what they were trying to do, but content warnings are not a joke. The mask was always a long shot. I was just personally curious. Curiosity can get you in trouble down here at the bottom of the world. Don't worry. I like to think I know a thing or two about discretion. I can see that. Let's wrap this up then. You pass with the new thumbs, please. Sure. I'll just take off my gloves here. Oh yeah. Make a snap with my right hand as my left extend towards the desk. Oh! Oh, it's happening now? Viewer discretion advised! Real quick, before I forget, do you have a bag for all this? Yeah. Only needed to distract him for a second. Holy shit. Holy shit. Less than one heartbeat. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just... I want a screenshot of this. I want a screenshot of this. This face. This face with the gun. It's very funny. I did tell him to mind the safety. Ooh. Ah. Big One made a small noise as he looked down to see that his own gun had blown a fist-sized chunk out of his torso. Holy sh... He jumped fast. I was expecting to blow his head off. From behind, a motion, a shape charging towards me. Spinning left, I draw my knife, exhale, and lower my shoulders. There. A loudly broadcast haymaker swinging in from his right. Bad instinct. He must have gotten used to the sparklers making people flinch. I step in and his bicep smacks dully onto my shoulder. As I place my knife directly into his carotid. He's gripping that knife with all the strength he has left. Wait, is he really gonna try to pull it out? Someone's been stabbed! What to do? When applying first aid to a puncture wound, removing the foreign object is not recommended as this can greatly increase the rate of blood loss. You don't do that. Another bad instinct. Oxygen cut off to the brain, already losing vision. Someone's been stabbed! What do? And dropped with all the grace of a garbage bag hitting the bottom of the dumpster. So that just leaves... hasn't moved a muscle. US member, weakest in pack. Personally, I wouldn't have given the new guy guard duty, but hindsight's 2020. Hospital. Yeah, that usually is the answer, but I don't think it's what's gonna fit here. The gun's double-barreled. 2 shots. Spent. And Miller still has my knife in literal death grip. I'll have to improvise for this last one. Nice paperweight. What the hell? Why not? Oh shit. So, come to think of it, how do you use this thing? No, hopsicle. Aim for the bleachers, I guess. Oh, fuck. Episode 2 is due. That would have been a very good stopping point, if not for the fact that I'm gonna still continue for today. Barely got 3 centimeters into his neck. Must have hit a vertebrae and stopped dead. Still got the job done after a few whacks, but it was my first time with a sword. And I'd never been good at anything the first time. I always needed lots of practice. Okay, the music should have deadened the sound of the gunfire. And that gun was heavily modified. If its Sumlo still has its tags, they can't possibly be functioning properly. So I've got a window of opportunity. First things first, gloves back on. God, shit. Wow, someone's lively. What the hell? Some kind of mud keeping him alive? A cruelty under his circumstances. I could hear that slug tear his intestines apart. The pain alone should have knocked him out cold. Yet his fingers are limp, his eyes sharp. Paralyzed. There are rules. The implication that Morgan has killed with a gun too many times to count. I mean, reminder that literally episode 0 is her solving the case of another person because she was the actual killer. So she knew that the person she was covering was innocent. That is literally episode 0. She is killed, and she knows very well how to manage it. Blood spilling fast. We've got 4 minutes. 4 minutes for what? Everything. You know, Meg Assassin, you're too talkative. Who sent you? Fox? Grey Lady? All I read should have. You're the Rust newest rabbit dog? Caribou? It's cute how you give you give each other nicknames. Now I know just not only the Hardwick killings. Oh yeah, no. She's used to it. You're civilian? Where's the mask? What? Go to hell. Just looked right at the desk drawer. I thought you said you played poker. You need your keys. Civilian thief? Theft is victimless. It's robbery when violence is involved. So you're just out of your goddamn mind. I'm the last person you ever talked to, Creek. Your choice, but do you really want to be rude? You seem like you can take it. The key clicks into the small safe and I pull upon the door to reveal paperwork. Page after page of spreadsheets and diagrams and text, all printed in red. Is this important? So considerate. Nah, just throw it anywhere. Okay. I was joking! 3 minutes now. Sarcasm will cost you time you don't have. There it is, a gleaming darkness at the back of the safe. So that's it. All this, all of us. For that? Just for that? I get asked that question a lot. Oh, she is hot. Oh no. Would you feel better if I had killed you for a different reason? If I had a good reason for blowing a hole in your stomach, would it have hurt any less? You still got more than 2 minutes. Plenty of time. I could spin up whatever fairy tale that you'd like to put you to bed. I bring the mask to my face, and for a brief moment the surface seems to rise. Is it trying to adjust itself to me? Doesn't make sense, you wanting a mask so bad. If I was as hideous as you on the inside, I wouldn't want to go barefaced either. The nerve must be the worst kind of feeling. Being seen. Seen by someone you can't even hurt anymore. Well, I see you. Heartbreak. Yeah, big bad, faceless heartbreak. I'm just a dumbass punk, but even I could make it. Don't flatter yourself. Not that you're particularly perceptive. I just don't have anything to hide when a corpse is talking. That's the honest thing you said. So what gives, HBK? You're clearly not an idealist. Hi, Sean. Thank you for the happy birthday. Welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Or vibing, doing some of the devil. Episode 2. All the terrorism, rebellion furies out the window. Go around killing cause your daddy smack you around. Your mommy not hug you enough? My father never laid a hand on me. My mother hugged me. A sufficient amount. So what the hell's your excuse? I don't make excuses. Then what the hell's wrong with you? Less than a minute now. I could spend that time making up diagnosis if you'd like. Or would you prefer I just come over there and squeeze? How many? Another question straight out of greatest hits. How can I put this? How many times have you... No! Shut up, Morgan. You don't do that line. You're not allowed to do that line. You're not allowed to do that line. I just like killing. Yeah. Never. Got a gluten thing, bitch. Whatever. Point is, I'm not a collector. This is not my hobby. I do not keep count. There is no code. I do what I want as often as I want to. Do what thou wilt, whole of the law, is that it? Don't know what you're referencing, but from where you're sitting, do I really look like the law-abiding type? God, she's hot. I bring the mask down to my face and feel it bravely writhe. Forget it, at least I know you deserve what's coming. I've heard a lot of empty threats in people's last moments, Creek. They're never that memorable. Told you that mask was a death sentence, that it was spoken for. They called in a huntsman from overseas. Home turf. Huntsmen can become anyone, go anywhere, kill anything. Supposed to come over and slaughter the rest. That mask was part of his payment. They'll be looking for it. Possession is 9/10 of the law. What the hell's supposed to mean? Finders keepers? Forget it, I don't need to scare you. Huntsman, hunter, too much meaning. Lost. Always thought better translation was pelt taker. He'll find you, play you alive, wear your skin, then go and murder everyone you're. What a face. Should have picked you up on dipping out early. Anything beat dying staring at a face. A face like that. So, a huntsman coming to get me. Nah, the dead and dying make for strong bluffers. And I've seen more than a few of them try their hand at improv. Time to move. I need to scruff things up a bit more. Make this look more like an orca shootout than well, a visit from me. God. Weapons are inherently disposable. I can kill with anything. I never bothered to retrieve one from a dead man's grip. But... I might have need for a knife again shortly. I'll be taking this back, Miller. I had to pry. Why is it that the dead are always grasping? The sword was not worth the effort. Lesson learned, but now I have to remove it for this next spot. His eyes. Can't tell the model from the outside, but can make a strong educated guess at the price range. If they back up any data, it can't be more often than once an hour. It'll be 10 o'clock soon. I'm gonna need something with some heft to it. Bull. See no evil. All the bet's definitely spent, but his eyes are no longer a problem. And sword is fine wherever it is. Not gonna tempt fate and risk nicking myself with it. That's all the burning issues addressed. Time to take care of the chores. I had to remove my gloves to convince them I could use the dark card. That means I handled all the murder weapons with my bare hands. Obviously, I'll need to wipe my prints off with this gun and my knife. But I put my gloves on before opening Creek's safe and cracking Tree's skull. So what does that leave? Focus, no mistakes. Right, the keys I took off him to open the safe. The Blue Bloods are going to find out I took the mask eventually, but I see no reason to give them any hints. Now that the huff chance the police gets here first, I'd rather they not investigate this as a robbery. All that's to say, you can have these back, Creek. The card, yes. The card played its role as spade perfectly, even if it's the reason I'm having to go around wiping off prints. I'll never be able to pull funds out of it, but I might be able to use it again if... it's stuck. Creek must have dropped it harder than I realized. Getting shot in the stomach doesn't help with handling delicate electronics. Now I'm gonna risk taking the whole reader with me. It could have any number of pings and strings leading back to the manufacturer, or even the Blue Bloods themselves. No, I'll wipe the dark card off and set the whole reader back on the desk. For all anyone knows, Creed's spot mugged it of some slummer, and we're trying in vain to get beer money off of it. This is the remote I used to distract the big guy. I need to wipe my prints off it, of course, but should I turn the music back off? No, it was playing when I first walked in, best to preserve continuity. And besides, what was it he said? We like it loud, screws with bugs? He was right about that much. A little smokescreen never hurts. The The sword. The sword. I gripped the handle with both hands when I brought it down on his neck. Thinking back, I tried to trip the tip across the floor, didn't I? Shit, probably got Miller blood on it. That's sloppy. And stupid. Why the hell did I? No, forget it. There's nothing I can do about it, anyway. Fingerprints can be white, but there's no cleaning agent on there that can hide blood from a modern forensics team. If I'm not looking to do an encore performance of my reaction to those goddamn fickle boobies. Hobbies. What is left? We got knife, everything. The door is not in action yet. I don't want to progress if it's actually going to be a danger. Because usually when you advance, it means you haven't looked. Like, it auto advances for you. Trying to find any details. On this screen, not this. Oh, where is it? And shit I don't really like in those types of games. Trying to find the magic pixel. What is auto-find? Okay, I don't seem to understand what the thing. I don't seem to find it. I don't really want to advance if I'm unsure. Goes there. Hi, Sawa. Thank you for the happy birthday. How are you doing? First time chat, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. We're doing Some of the Devil. I'm trying to find this magic pixel on this board. Yeah, I hope you're doing good. Hope you had a good sleep at this point of the day. I really can't find this. Let me... I'm just gonna quickly save. But I'm really not sure where it could be. There's nothing in the sprinklers. It's probably something where I like didn't look in, but I don't see what. Usually when it's advanced, it's not the thing. Does anyone have any ideas? Because I'm really struggling to find the thing. Am I accepting my loss? Hmm. What else is there? The smokes are not concerned. The paper trail is fine. The sound is already covered. This is the window. The door has nothing. Anything in the upstairs doesn't cover it. Nothing in the safe side. Nothing here as well. I am not a fan of Chase the Pixel. There's fine. The cups. The mattress. If this is really something I'm missing, I do not know where it is, and I'm like, I don't really see how I missed it, considering I've been, you know, kind of covering the entire map all the time. Baseball bat is here, but we already apparently took care of it. I don't want to play like this, but I am literally trying to cover every space with my mouse at this point. Like, especially if it's something, like, is it something on this side that I actually can't see? Okay. What I'm gonna say is that I don't know where it is, and I don't want to spend all my time on here. So I'm gonna advance, but I will probably look. Yeah, I've done 3 of the bodies, but the 4th one is so on the side that I don't know if I actually can do anything. And usually the game only advances when, like, the game auto advances when you found everything. So this is what makes me believe, you know, I still have something to find. But maybe the game doesn't play by those rules anymore. Maybe the game now is actually like, maybe the game is now actually making me think, did I cover everything? You know what, I did a save, we'll see how it goes. Let's go for it, yeah. I'm gonna call it here. Yeah, okay, this feels like the scene's been set. That sounds like it was actually complete. And the game played me for it. Because they don't award chips for nothing in this game. So I actually think it was actually good. There's a strange sensation, erasing your own presence. A sense of supremely private accomplishment. Like placing the last piece in a milk-white jigsaw puzzle, and then throwing it in the trash. It's not unpleasant, but I can't linger here any longer to savor it. Time to draw this to a close. Congratulations, you played yourself. I mean, you never know. And I'm on high roller mode. You know that I don't want to have any, like, I want to get the high score. Thank God for the mask. I can still tell it smells god-awful in here, but it's bearable. Rehydrated sweat and vomit, sense full of adrenaline and sickly hit. Unfiltered, I'd be at risk of getting sick if it weren't for all the blood. Right. Oof. Oof. What to do with you? Blindfolded, gagged, hands bound above him with plastic ties and linen wrappings, been bloody and drugged. These syringes. I will make a notice for Lucifer. Do not look at the syringes. It's not the best. I will tell you when the syringes are no longer on screen. This is a safety thing because they look very eerily like close to normal syringes. They wanted him to stay conscious. Okay, syringes are no longer on screen. Not very popular around you, are you? Usage is big one, don't worry. No problems, I will mention if it's mentioned. Still, you're not dead. And with these kinds of injuries, you won't die soon. Without a push. That might be the most charitable thing to do under these circumstances. You must have wished for death at least once during all this torture. Too bad. The bat that barred this door is now in splinters. Anyone walking in after me won't realize that this room was locked from the outside. His captive has somehow gotten his hand on a blade. There'd be nothing stopping him from stepping out of here and butchering his captors. The Blue Bloods will want someone to blame for the deaths of 4 of their men. And unlike the police, they wouldn't bother arresting an innocent man and putting him up for on trial for the world to see. They'll wrap things for me. Hold that for me. As for the gun... What's with the... All I did was stuck the gun into your waistband, pal. Oh. Okay, I can see how that would be stressing under the circumstances. Yeah, you don't usually like, you know, give a gun to someone, you know, out of nowhere. Well, you can relax about that. It's not loaded. A few, also, new method of bottom surgery? A few minutes from now, you're gonna wish it was. Out again already. Rest up while you can. When you wake up, you'll want to start running. Alrighty, with this scene now complete, I'm gonna take another break. Ads are gonna be rolling. 3 minutes of ads. We'll see each other on the other side for more of the devil. See you in a little bit. Alrighty, we're back. I think so. Uh, the ads seem to have rolled off. Okay, and pre-rolls and pre-roll is done. Let's return to it. Like I practiced. Irashai. Pardon? Keep working on it, kid. Or Kintsugi. Didn't mean to interrupt you in the middle of training your new employee. How's it working out? It's she, right? Never worked this close with an ad before. She's unbearably forgiving, so I doubt you get sued. She's fine. Good at cleaning, precise with her mixing. Knows a hell of a lot of trivia. Popular with the younger crowd, I think. This is the place with the Android bot changer? They talk like I installed a new karaoke machine. I didn't know you had a younger crowd. Funny, what's that make you, Grandma? More of a learning curve to her than I was expecting. Did you cheap out on her base installs? It's like I have to teach her everything. Trust me, there's nothing cheap about Sarah. Yeah, we learned that very well. But yeah, she can take a minute when learning the ropes. We didn't bear it a while longer. When she does find her footing, she'll have you worried about your job security in no time. Keep it up. I didn't have to do you the favor of hiring her, you know. Favor? Plenty of people out there would kill to work at an up-and-coming bespoke establishment like Bar Kintsugi. I think I hear them pounding on the door now. Technically, legally, you didn't hire anyone. I generously agreed to loan you my Android during the hours when I have no use for it. These kinds of arrangements sound uncommon. Androids can, in theory, work 24 hours a day, indefinitely. But users can't. Parents come home from work, people go to sleep. Staff take holidays, offices close for the night. The end result of that is that a lot of Androids spend a good portion of their operating time waiting around. So the more enterprising owners loan them out during that downtime. Ideally, do businesses with complementary working hours. There are plenty of apps and HR software to help arrange it all. But Sarah's apprenticeship wasn't that on the books. After the fallout around David's death settled down, I came to realize exactly how short-changed I was in our paralegal agreement. We'll use them to mine crypto. I don't think that crypto is worth something in this new age. It seems like it mostly went full black market. She's handy for research and road work, of course, but she barely sleeps, rarely eats, finishes paperwork at lightning speed. I was spending more time finding shit to keep her busy than I was actually working. And of course, I value my alone time. It was on one of those long walks of mine that I recalled Reinhardt was having trouble getting this bar up and running. They called the Black Cod a shitcoin. Yeah, that sounds like it's a, black market kind of bullshit. Takes a village to keep the world's events Android busy. Yeah, alone, whatever. Sarah's the one who clocks in and clocks out, does the work, cleans the bathroom, she's the employee. If she was an employee, you have to cover her benefits. On my current income bracket, I checked 3 times. Wait, you're not taking her paycheck, are you? It's not a paycheck. Don't lawyer me on this shit. Sarah can't earn a paycheck, she's not a person. If she walks like a person and talks like a person and works like a person, the Supreme Court disagrees. By 13-0. Yeah, well, Supreme Courts have been wrong about that kind of thing before, haven't they? Do I hear a touche? Sarah, tell boss here what you spent your salary on. Reinhard Boss Yamani. June 15th, birth date. Height 184 centimeters. Weight 85 kilos. Occupation owner operator Kintsugi. Likes libraries, boating, fast learners. Dislikes marketing solicitors, signing things. Collects ancient coins. Pet peeve, web pages that take too long to load. Same body? Not mention speed at which Kintsugi's site loads. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, we need to not mention the bro's a wife. I mean, go for it if you want. Also, hi Sarah. Good girl. I'm petting her if you can't see my mouse. You can't see my mouse. I'm I'm 185 and over 90 kilograms. Damn! Perfect for me to rest on you. Aww. Anyway, Sarah is the baby. She weighs almost 200 kilograms. She pat. We pat the girl here. I have started purchasing cases of wine. Wait, that's what those deliveries were? As the wine appreciates, its resale value will increase, especially if I can predict which vintages will be in high demand. Since I don't have a bank account, I can earn interest in a traditional sense, but if I stay up to date on the sommelier reviews, still retain the wine at profit. And while you do without that money? Stop it, you're making her depressed. I did also purchase a cache of sheet music. What for? Practice? You're muttering. Forget it, none of my business. Speaking of business, the place isn't exactly packed. Well, are you volunteering to help with that? There are lawyer bars, right? Right, well the lawyers go after trials. Kintsugi could be a lawyer bar. Yeah, those lawyers bars are usually close to the courthouse though. Don't. Everyone's signed and paid. I can't think about what ifs on location anymore. This is the spot that was available and I need a soda water with all the stress in my stomach. Sarah, 10 bar. What are you buying, stranger? What was that? Ross has been teaching me his barside manner. He says that his clientele expects a certain degree of maturity when they come here. And so you're using a deeper voice. Oh, deeper voice. Neat. Okay. Is it not working? More acid, that'll help. Yeah. You never know. It might be good for the stomach. Please let me know when you're ready to order. Full bar. I like the entire. Ryan must have searched for months to find affordable underground real estate that wasn't flooded, already filled to the brim with server farms. Putting Sarah on cleaning duty was a good call. If any of the tiling in here starts to grime up, could start feeling like a subway station bathroom real fast. It's a well-stocked bar. Got tea and coffee too, if that's what you're into. Nice ambience, soft lighting, warm on a chill night and cool on a hot day. All that's left to do is wait for customers to stream in. Don't be too violent on the boy. Any day now. Cat? It's a lucky cat. Yeah. I know! Oh, she's adorable. Did you say something, Adonai? She has these shiny eyes. She knows. No. I suddenly got a strong impression that there was something you wanted to say. Don't know what you're talking about. As you say. Neko unlocked? No. Customized phone. I got nothing to say. This is the new one. I liked Emma, but I like Neko more. Perfect. As you say. someone leave this behind after the lunch break? It could be trouble if they left anything work-related in here. I'll help them out by throwing it in the trash after I'm done reading. Sirius debuts new fuel named in new lawsuits. Last month, Dr. Sirius made waves in the scientific community for the dozenth time in their storied career. Damn. When they announced that they had patented the process for distilling a new helium-based fuel, one intended to replace hydrogen in combustion engines ranging from personal vehicles to full-size freighters. Only a few days later, they made headlines again when that patent was leaked to the global net. Now, Proteca, an investment firm and longtime financial backer of Dr. Sirius, has filed a lawsuit alleging that not only that Dr. Sirius failed in their responsibilities to protect that investment, but actually allowed the leak to occur. We sat down with Dr. Sirius to ask them to respond to the suit allegation, and to question them about their recurring legal woes. For those who may not be familiar, what makes your process for distilling helium fuel so valuable? In this world, if you're not plugged into an outlet, you're running on a battery or you're burning fuel. Batteries are useful, but they scale poorly. A battery-powered phone is light enough to be weightless in your pocket. A battery-powered plane couldn't generate enough lift to get off the ground. Now, aside from a number of closely guarded national reserves, there are no fossil fuel left. The wells were pumped dry years ago, so after we were forced to adapt in a rather abrupt period of growing pains, hydrogen has become the global standard for fueling long-distance machinery. Therein lies the problem. The plane I took to get here runs on hydrogen. It produces nothing but water vapor. What's the problem? The problem is that the laborers fueling your plane before it took off had their fingers crossed in the entire time, afraid that if the absolute grounding field failed, one static spark could blow the whole airport. Let's make helium superior. The helium-2 fuel we developed is not pure helium, to be clear, but near enough, unlike hydrogen fuels, which what we create is non-combustible. You could fire flamethrower over a tank of it and remain perfectly safe. How does a non-combustible fuel power combustion engines? E2 is non-combustible, but in presence of our specialized catalyst, it can be ignited to generate force comparable or in some tests superior to the horsepower exhibited by hydrogen engines. What's the catch? So far, it's expensive to distill, and the catalyst materials are even more expensive to produce. We have yet to even simulate a profitable commercial flight, for instance. That's a pretty serious catch. Steel wasn't profitable before the Bessemer process. Things panned out for the steel tycoons just fine. Are you hoping for someone else to do that, improve upon your process? I know where you're going with this, but the answer is yes, of course. I'd be overjoyed for someone to improve upon what we've built. We were Mad Max for a few years. They invented diesel. Yeah. Basically. That's essentially what Proteca has accused you of doing, isn't it? Leaking your data intentionally so that others around the world are free to start experimenting with it? I don't think it's legally wise of me to try and summarize Proteca's lawsuit against me in my laboratory. Listen, energy is limitless. It cannot be expended. By that virtue, there cannot be a scarcity of it. You will never have a monopoly of it. And since it is infinite, the correct market price for it will, over a long enough timescale, trend to zero. I don't think I'm being cynical when I say there are people who don't like that very basic math. Is that guy trying to sell me a perpetual machine? Is this dude telling me he has made a perpetual machine? Let's see what he says more. I'm going to stop you there because you're getting into our next topic, your politics. Do you consider yourself a political person? No. Have you ever been a member? McCarthyism, let's go, Big B! Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Yeah, no, that's fair. Energy technically can be, like, you know, it's contained in all of us. We have energy to power ourselves. It's just that the way we put it in motion, be it heat, or like general work, movement, kinetic, and everything, like, it's limitless in some senses. but there will always be some energy that is lost to different means. You cannot have a frictionless world, otherwise we would actually, yeah, but I think that's what the doc is going for. Yeah, to be fair, that is correct. That would be kind of the way he would go about it. Anyway, have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? No. You believe science should be apolitical? Yes. I mean, in the best of worlds, science is apolitical. In the current world, it never is. Science is not political. Science is progress, moving forward, leaning and learning more about our universe, deepening our understanding of its mechanics, and that process will never be conservative. Science doesn't move backwards. Also, calling all conservative backwards is not what I said, but you're free to interpret as you like. What's not open to debate is this. What makes something science has nothing to do with who works on it. It has nothing to do with class, power, money, or majority rule. Science is reproducible. No miracles required. Miracles are prohibited. If one person can do it, anyone can do it. And so science is inherently egalitarian. If someone feels that because of that science has a bias against them, then that speaks only to their own politics and not the feelings of the scientific community too. Log into your Review Plus account with your passkey on net provider to finish reading this article and see so much more. Okay, so I'm trying to see what they're trying to do with this guy. Kind of pushing the high, like, if you're trying to put politics into science, that is because you have a sudden, like, interest in specific subjects. How, for example, methamphetamines were kind of found for a very specific goal, and then were abused later on. Science is technically political in the sense that what people make of, like, what is funded is, like, due to political power and everything. But technically, in general, yes, I would agree that science is reproducible by anyone. Obviously, need the funds, need the materials and everything, but anyone can make a volcano for science fair. Anyone can make an apple fall from a tree and experience gravity. I like it. For a pop-sized figurehead, Sirius sure keeps busy. Guess I don't have any evidence proving that they aren't legitimately brilliant. Words are failing me. It is getting late. But I can't take seriously anyone who guest stars on TV that much. Can't deny they seem to be marking progress with new kinds of... That sounds like renewable energy, basically. Okay, this is the thing. Oh, wait. I know what birthday gift I'll be buying you? What is it? Same thing in the boss community, really? Yeah, that is totally fair. That is the idea of that. The problem is, I think that FOSS is still, you know, you still need the knowledge of computing, and that's not something everyone can, you know, find the time to, you know, process in a capitalist world where you can't always do that. You don't have the time for that. But now I'm interested in the gift. A Woods Aha t-shirt from Shop. Oh, damn, I'm getting bullied today. Alright. But, yeah. New fuels. Some of the only new fuels we've seen in decades. Could be decades longer before it's actually practical, but any new fuel has to be less volatile than nitrogen. Please don't throw that datapad out. Its owner might come back. Perish the thoughts. Though now that you planted the idea in my head. A self-fulfilling prophecy. I think I'm ready to order. Of course. I'll take this, sir. Go wipe the tables for a bit. No one has sat at them since I last cleaned them. and pretend to clean them like a normal employee. Understood. Aw, she's so happy to help. What's got you so tense? Take a wild guess. Did Sarah ask for a raise? Morgan bullying her baby girl. No! Be serious, Red. What happened last night? The information was accurate for the most part. A pot of mid-level blue bloods had it. Seems like they were told to sit on it. And were they willing to sell? Nope. Laughed at my price, called me a spoiled meg, and kicked my butt out the door. They weren't curious where you got your information from. Honestly, no. They rushed me out of there pretty fast once they had my over. Were they expecting more company? I got the impression that they had work to get back to. Okay. Anything else I should know? No. Anything you want to ask me? How did you two meet? The tables. On my second day, you told me to not over-polish them in order to keep things luffy. Lo-fi. Let's bump up the music back. Is this the Lena Rain music? Because that's something that is kind of her vibe. Isn't that appropriate of a question? You've lived in the city for decades, boss, but Adonai didn't move here until she started her apprenticeship at Masters, and if you're gonna tell people my whole life story at every possible opportunity, I'll just shred my resume and start milling you around instead. Oh, we met, huh? Well, that story's not very good. I'll skip to the end and cut to the heart of the story, to our relationship, Sarah. I pay right now to find his fee, and he tells me where I can get into high-stakes poker games. It's not a lie. Oh, you know my terrible secret. Disappointed. It's not illegal to gamble. I don't go on my phone and wager my paycheck stubs on point spreads. I gamble. And since I can't afford the entrance fees for one of those anonymous masked ball called by blimp casinos the rich go to, I can count on your boss here to find me tables to play at. Guilty. So you travel to the lower wards to gamble illegally. To be told, I had my suspicions. Seeing you go out at such odd hours without so much as your phone. Gonna turn me in? Irashai! Or is it more firm? Irashai! Two firm-looking men in finely pressed black suit with shades tinted so dark they must need modded eyes to see from behind them. Despite the subtle color palette, they stand out. It's hard not to in clothes that look that expensive. Clothes with some kind of pin on them. Matching pins. More emphasis on the raw. Oh, thank you. I think I just heard the delivery drones bumping around outside, Sarah. Would you check the back? Your vintages might have arrived. Come on. Please excuse me then. Afternoon then, gentlemen. What can I do for you? Mr. Giamani, pardon us for dropping in without first making an appointment. No trouble at all. Still getting the place cleaned up. I'm awfully embarrassed. I failed to realize the property lay within your borders. If you come to me with a back, I'd be happy to settle whatever debt. We look like petty landlords to you. If you owed us tribute, you'd know it by now. My mistake. Well, if you're here for information, I gladly wheel and deal. How about you? We're not here to shop yet. We're here looking for Morgan. Oh. That name rings any bells, Mr. Giamani? Right. Listen, boys, I'm not sure. Sorry. That's something blaring in my earbud. I'm a Morgan, Esquire specifically. How can I be of service? I mostly practice criminal defense, but I do offer a few other services. You two look corporate. I can recommend some good workplace attorneys. I've got a business card somewhere. We're not interested in that. Of course not. Well, I'm flattered that you come all the way here to find me. You must have already tried the home office. We can set something up for her. You need to come with us now, ma'am. I thought you said there was nothing I needed to know. Business day is over for me, gentlemen. Can this matter wait until tomorrow? Does it look like it can? Great manners, this one. I'm sensitive, then. My rate will have to reflect that. Send us the bill. We can afford it. Music to any lawyer's ears. So, who is we then? You think you're funny? Compared to you. Wogan, these fine gentlemen from House Ikaria. I'm familiar. You are? I've seen them named in the papers. Plastering the names all over uptown opera houses and homes for the sake of whatever. Though I didn't recognize my name when those blue bloods were cursing it last night, so maybe that propaganda's working. Doesn't matter how generous they are at galas, they're still the richest and most powerful criminal organization in the city. Rich and powerful. Why bother with a criminal qualifier? Sorry, might I ask about the nature of this engagement? The situation is developing, Mr. Giovanni. We appreciate your patience. That's not what you want to hear. So I gathered. Your presence has been requested at the family estate, ma'am. For business or... Ikaria always business. Shall we get you your coat? Just such gentlemen. Knew these suits weren't just for show. I can see myself I'll just find out. I don't know. What's going on? Are you going somewhere? That's why they pay me the big bucks. These men are very athletic. Perhaps I should come with you. If they want to arm wrestle, you'll be the first to know. Call me when you get there, yeah? If I'm actually in danger, I won't even be conscious when I arrive, but I appreciate the phone. Alrighty. I think that with this, I'm actually gonna save. And we will continue next time on the Friday special. Thank you for watching, everyone. Sir, sharking drunkards and feats of strange. Probably, yeah. But yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm GB, also known as Skin Peggies, and thank you for watching this beautiful birthday stream. Thank you for being here. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for everyone who came over. Always lovely to see people. If you are watching on the YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. This is very exciting. And yeah, like I mentioned at the start of the stream, this is the last stream for a little bit. I will be at RTA in Japan this Sunday with the wonderful Sawayoshi, who joined the chat not long ago. Running Muramasa Rebirth. My beautiful English commentator, Lucifer9783, who is also in chat, will will also be commentating on the English speedrun restream. So go check that out. But yeah, thank you for the GG, Sawa. As for when I'm gonna be back for streaming, I'm probably gonna be back after AGDQ, because AGDQ is going to take a lot of people's brains, and I am not going to stream during that period. Which, I also need a break. It's been a long end of the year. So I'm glad to take a little break. We'll probably see each other after the 11th, which is the end of AGDQ. So probably on the 14th of the Wednesday 14th of January, we'll have another stream. We have the next stream. But outside of that, thank you for watching. We'll be returning to some speedrunning. We'll be returning to some Friday specials on the new year. Friday specials obviously being episode 2 of After the Devil. Thank you for watching, everyone. Let's find a raid target. Who is currently live and around? There is Nick. And there's Metroid Crime. But I think, you know what, let's actually see. Is Nick still up for a little bit? Nick seems like he's gonna be up for a little bit still. So I'm gonna send you all over to Nick. Nick is a wonderful, wonderful person who has been involved with a lot of charity marathons. Currently doing retro replay for Speedrun Consideration, aka gonna maybe run The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, which seems pretty interesting. So I'm very excited. Uh, say hi to Nick. If you want to send out a raid message, I will give it to you in a sec. It will be the usual: a little meow and any cute emotes, preferably of a cat, accompanied with it. Obviously, once we get there, I will be going to bed immediately because it's getting late. But otherwise, yeah. Again, thank you for watching. If you want to support the stream in general, you can follow, you can watch the ads when they're coming. Also, if you want to support me in a more financial manner, subscribing is always appreciated. I will really appreciate if we get to start a new energy today, starting next year. Maybe pushing for some sub goals. We'll see. I am very excited for what 2026 is going to bring. I'm already excited for what the end of 2025 has brought. So, yeah. In any case, I hope you all take care of yourselves. Again, we won't see each other until a while, so do take care. Have wonderful holidays. Sure, good time with your loved ones. Enjoy the AGDQ and the RTA in Japan. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.